Hi everybody, I just finished reading my first book of the year, The Better Half by Alli and Ahsa Youmans. I liked this read. Again, it is the first one of the year. I've never read anything from this duo before. I think on Goodreads I gave it a 3 out of 5. I very rarely give a 5 out of 5 unless it just like blows my socks off. So usually 3 to 4 is where I end up with most books, unless I really hated something. But I really actually did enjoy this one. I loved the characters. I thought that each character was very unique, and none of them seemed very kind of like cookie cutter and standard. Even some of like the secondary characters did really seem very well thought out and very well planned, and they all just, again, were very unique. Everybody kind of had a different perspective and a different personality, which is great because this book did have a lot of characters. Not as many as like your typical fantasy book where there's like 15 main characters, but there were the main character, Nina, her best friend, her dad, her daughter, the man that she is dating and seeing throughout the book, her ex, 3 other people who work at the school, including like a new teacher, someone who was on the board whose family founded the school, a kind of cookie cutter blonde sort of mom who wants to be on the board. So there was a lot of characters, a lot of like moving parts, but very very good. There was also one of the friends who works in admission. He was probably one of my favorite characters. I think his name was Roan. He was just kind of funny and quirky and added like a little bit of levity to some of those more difficult scenes or more difficult moments where the main character would be dealing with kind of a big issue, and he would be able to sort of lighten the moment. I did enjoy most of the characters. I really loved the main character and the daughter. The daughter kind of has some of those typical growing pains. I think she's 15, 16 years old in the book, so she's got like a little bit of an attitude, and she kind of starts to act out a little bit, kind of typical teenage sort of stuff. But I did like her. She was, while she was angsty and kind of problematic, she also had the ability to kind of reflect and realize that some of the things that she said or done were like a little over the top. So I thought it was good. The main character, I did love Nina. She, again, not to like spoil anything, but I probably have to in order to discuss it. Basically, she is the head at a private school in California. She's an African American woman, a black woman. She is older. I think she's in her early 40s, and she ends up dating this new guy. She ends up getting pregnant. Very out of the blue, a little bit of a surprise for her, and she kind of has to go back and forth on whether she wants to have the baby and be with this man, or if she doesn't, because she's finally at a point in her life where her older daughter is moving out of the house and she has a little bit of freedom. Her daughter also goes to boarding school in New York, kind of far away, so she kind of feels like she just got her freedom back in life, and she's contemplating whether she wants to give that up or not. So I really liked her. I liked a lot of her internal thought processes. She also had a very good sense of humor. She was also kind of blunt in the way that she spoke to some of the other characters, and I personally enjoyed that. I would say the one character or kind of plot device that I really did not enjoy was her best friend, Marisol. Basically, they've been best friends since they were little kids, and they still are into their 40s and into their adulthood. Marisol also has her own family, and I think 2 sons. The only reason I really didn't enjoy her was just because I felt like she was constantly distracted and short and almost rude with not only Nina, but even the other characters. Roan, the one character who works at the school, is also friends with Marisol. And I just kind of felt like I did not click with her or connect with her. There would be times where Nina would be going through really like awful, stressful, kind of emotional life decisions, and Marisol would find a way to kind of turn it around and make a joke out of it, but not in a constructive sort of way, but almost like in a dismissive sort of way. I think there was one part in the book where Nina tries to reach out to Marisol for something like kind of important. She was in a bit of a downward spiral, and she wanted to lean on Marisol to kind of lift her spirits, and Marisol doesn't answer, and I think one of like the reasons that Nina gives is Marisol's not interested in my life unless it's dramatic or whatever it is. And I just don't think that that makes a very good friend. Like if you can't be with me and support me in times where I might not be the most entertaining, then you're not a good friend. I don't know. That was the one character that bothered me. But the plot itself was really good. I thought it was kind of fun and quirky how they broke it down into trimesters. That kind of gave it away a little early on that this book was going to be about pregnancy of some sort. I mean, yes, she works at a school, so you think of semesters, but not trimesters. So part of me early on was like, oh, maybe that's a private school thing where instead of semesters, they break it into like 3 different things and it's called trimesters. But no, it was just a little nod to the pregnancy of it. Again, I try to not read the descriptions on the back of the books too much because I do find sometimes that they alter like my perception of the book, or they make me kind of like focus on one aspect of the book that might not actually be the most important. They kind of distract me when I'm reading, I kind of feel like. So I didn't really read that. So maybe there was kind of already a giveaway in the description that said that she was going to end up pregnant and whatnot. But overall, it was good. I liked it. I don't think it was a waste of my time. I would definitely recommend it. It deals a lot with kind of like race and inter-race relationships. You know, the mom's dating a white man and she has a lot of thoughts and feelings on that as a black woman, and the dad ends up with an Asian woman, and it's just very interesting, a lot of insight into things that, you know, I probably haven't thought of personally, but I liked it. I thought it was good. I would say definitely worth picking it up. Again, I gave it 3 out of 5, mostly just because of Marisol. I don't know why she bothered me so much, but she did. But no, I think 3 out of 5 for me is a pretty good rating. I'd probably go 4 out of 5 if I kind of sit about and digest it a little bit more. But I thought it was great. So anyway, yes, that's The Better Half. Very good. That's number 1 for the year. And I'm on to number 2. That is going to be a book that has been on my TBR probably since 2019, 2020. It's just been sitting in a pile. I do like historical fiction, so this is The Paris Library. It's going to be the next one on deck. She is a little over 400 pages. Let me see. Looks like it's about 415, 416. Again, I'm going to try and do a book a week. So hopefully next Monday I can get you guys a quick little review of The Paris Library. I really try to diversify what I'm reading. Some more modern stuff, some older stuff, some historical fiction. Again, I just try to kind of mix it up. I'll probably do a couple biographies. This year I definitely want to add some more Greek mythology to my reading list. So if you have any recommendations, I've read Circe before and I loved that story. I thought it was really great. It was one of the lesser known kind of Greek mythology stories. So if you have anything on or any recommendations in that area, let me know. And I'll be seeing you guys over the next couple of days. Again, The Better Half, very good. Would definitely recommend it. It was a pretty quick read as well. So if you're into it, I would definitely say pick it up. And next week we are doing The Paris Library. Okay, guys, I'll see you later.